Hey guys, it's Grizz. Hey, I thought I'd get in touch with you guys again. It's been a while. We've been having some fun off hunting with the family and took the oldest boy deer and turkey hunting and things like that. But I finally got back in the shop and I want to talk to you guys about some discounted Christmas sale hunts we have. As you probably know, most of our trips are booked out 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 years in advance. We do have a couple of black bear trips available. I thought I'd tell you about those. So let's see here. Let's just give a rundown of how they work. Jan's got a couple of these spots left, and I'm going to take a stab at what she's got out there. I think she's got one that's for this coming year, 2024. I think she's got one trip for a group of 4 for sure. And I know she's going to discount those and do it. It's just a holiday special. And so that trip would be the one I know about for sure. She may have other dates available, but I know that the May 28th to June 3rd trip, we have availability for 4. And I know she's going to do a whole boat discount. We only take 4 hunters on that trip generally. But typically how it starts is the hunters would arrive in town the day before the hunt, so you get in town on the May 27th. On the morning of the 28th, we'll come pick you guys up at your hotels, take you down to the boat, where we're already going to be ready to get underway. We'll go through the paperwork and make sure you have all your licenses and tags and everything like that in order, and then we'll head right out. Generally, there's a lot of different places I like to go. I kind of like to hop, skip, and jump around out there when I'm doing the black bear hunts with the yacht. So we'll probably take the yacht on maybe like a 6-hour cruise to where I know for a fact there's some good bear hunting, and we'll be hunting those, that evening. As soon as we get there, we'll set the hook and get everybody geared up, and we'll go out and shoot the rifles. And then once that's accomplished, we'll head out and go black bear hunting. So the first night we'll be black bear hunting, and it's the hunting for black bears is just fun. It's just fun. It's not stressful or anything like that. I know for a fact you guys will see nice bears and big bears and beautiful coats and all that, and we'll get what you guys really want, which is a big male, super good furred spring Alaska black bear. Now you're not going to see any. You won't see a rub bear. So there's no possibility of you having to take one. Every bear that I've ever seen or taken in our whole guide area has had a perfect fur, spring or fall. Of course, the spring's usually a little longer, thicker fur. So this is a prime opportunity. And usually about then, the rut's starting, so the boys are chasing the girls around. It's just a really interesting time, and we'll see plenty. But we'll hunt that first evening. We'll split up in groups of 2. One guide per each 2 hunter in our own skiffs. We'll leave the big boat anchored where it is, and we'll hunt within, a moderately far radius of the big boat, maybe like 5 or 10 miles, different bays and coves and fjords and things like that, just glassing for black bears. So typically we'll drive around, we'll ride around in the skiff and just glass the shoreline and see what we can spot. And we will spot bears that very first day for sure. We'll spot bears on the way there in the big boat. But so once we find what we want, whether it's that first night or subsequent nights, we like to get a read on what the wind's doing immediately, and then start looking at what would be a good stock for that particular bear at that particular time. And we'll ease the boat in close without disturbing the bear, not as close as we can get, which is sometimes very close and sometimes not. We'll set the anchor out in the skiff. Everyone will get out of the skiff. We'll do a stalk along the beach. Could be short, could be far, within reason. It could be step out of the skiff and get a rest and shoot the bear, or it could be get out, do a couple 100-yard stalk along the beach where we can get a good shooting rest and then try to take the bear. So generally we're pretty sure what we're looking at before we get to that stage, but once we're where we need to be and we're within shooting range of the bear, then we kind of make like a final judgment, and we'll have a quick little conversation about that. Once you have a perfect rest and everything feels good, we'll just make sure that the bear is what we think it is and all that before we take it. So we'll keep doing that for a week or so, And sometimes I'll hunt an area for a day or two with the same routine, and then we'll pull a hook up on the big boat and we'll travel to another area. Now, the cool part is we see a lot of Prince William Sound when we do this. So you'll see glaciers and whales and eagles and thousands of sea otters. Every sort of marine wildlife you can think of. There's plenty of killer whales, lots of sea ducks. There's mountain goats all over the place, essentially, black-tailed deer, and of course black bears. So we'll get a little cruise out of it. We'll get several cruises probably during the course of the hunt, and every afternoon to late evening, we're gonna hunt black bears from the skiffs. Now on the boat, we have all home cooked meals. You'll have a real cooked breakfast with bacon and eggs and all the good trimmings. And then for lunch, we usually take a sack lunch with us into the field, and you can pick whatever you want. You decide what you want for lunch, and that's what you're gonna get. We have a assortment of essentially everything. And then once we return back to the yacht in the evening time, we'll have a big family style dinner, and it could be steaks, it could be spaghetti, or there are any number of normal good family style meals. We have those every day. The accommodations are 1 or 2 to a room. We have 3 staterooms with their own private showers and their own private bathrooms, and we'll either have 2 per stateroom or 1 and 2. Just never more than 2 in a stateroom though. So depending on if they come as couples or friends or everyone books separately, it kind of determines how we set up the sleeping quarters. But everyone will have in their stateroom will have like I said, a private bath, private shower, their own control of the heat in their little space there. Got real beds, television. Typically where I anchor up, we have really good Wi-Fi, or cellular Wi-Fi, so you can check your emails, get your phone calls, watch YouTube, do whatever you need to do, watch television. We've got an assortment of movies on board. So while we do hunt hard, we'll hunt 10 or 12 hours a day, and it could be bad weather. It's usually not, though. In the springtime, it's usually pretty nice. We usually have high pressure and good sunshine, and maybe 50 to 60 degree temperatures depending on the time of day. But we hunt hard, but at the end of the day, we have the comforts of home, essentially. You can take your shoes off and walk around in your slippers, have a drink after we're done hunting, sit around the dinner table and tell stories, drink a coffee, you name it. So we're 100% success on that. Big male bears. Everyone that comes with us shoots a nice big male bear. So if you've ever wanted to come to Alaska and have a first class guided trip, this is the one you want. It's not super expensive. It's actually very, very inexpensive for the accommodations and the atmosphere and the quality of the game and the hunt. So I would recommend getting in touch with Jana and grabbing one of those up. So anyhow, I just wanted to show this gun. I got back and I had to finish this rifle for a gentleman who's coming black bear hunting with us next year on one of the trips, and he wanted to have a rifle that we considered adequate for black bears, and yet something that he could take home with him and use on a variety of game where he's from deer to elk and smaller game, typical North American game, up to elk size, caribou and all that kind of stuff. So we came up with this rifle, and this has got no holds barred. This is just every trick component you can get is on it. I'm just finishing this thing up now. I just finished putting the scope on it. And this particular rifle is going to be a 6.5 PRC, which in my mind is the minimal medicine for a good trophy black bear. And we decided to go minimal because he wanted to have something smaller with less recoil and easier to manage and lightweight and all that. so we accommodated him with that. It is a Defiance Action, made in Montana. We've got a Bartline barrel, 26-inch. Get the Hellfire muzzle brake, M5 bottom metal, so it takes the nice 5 or 10 round accuracy in international magazines. They're all metal magazines. Of course, you put a Night Force on it, naturally. This one happens to be a, what is this one? This is a 4-32, so I think that's the NX8 model. Locking zero stop turrets. Got the bubble level on it. Nice scope caps. This stock's a carbon fiber stock. Absolutely incredibly lightweight. So I don't like to compromise a lot on the weight of the barrel. Although this one here is kind of minimal size, you know, for gilt-edge accuracy. But I don't mind compromising in other places. Like we minimize the weight of the stock, the weight of the receiver, things like that. This one has a Trigger Tech diamond trigger in it. I think I've got it adjusted at about 1 pound right now. I haven't measured it yet, but it feels to be about there. So he should be well armed to, you know, essentially shoot from 0 to 1,000 yards with no great effort. The gun in testing the rifle shot absolutely won whole groups. Chamber came out with no run out whatsoever. It's throated for the 153 or the 8 tips. And I think we can shoot those. I think they were doing like about 3,000 feet per second or so in this particular rifle. So I wanted to show you one cool thing though about this. I just discovered this, and I know a lot of you guys are like me. We're getting older and we have a little trouble making anything out closer than that. So sometimes these numbers on the turrets are hard to read. Let me show you this cool little bubble I found. Hold on. Let me see if I can work this. Okay, let's see here. This is not easy, but we're going to do it. So this bubble, let me see. There it is. Can you see what that has in it? That turkey, may need to clean it. That turkey has a reading glass style magnifier in it. So these numbers are very easy to see when your face is right here. And although Night Force does quite a good job of some good size numbers on the turrets, not all manufacturers do. And of course, Night Force could be even better visible. So now they are. But anyway, that thing right there, I'm going to put them on all the guns. I have to. You need a level on your gun, irrespective of anything else. And that one just happens to make it a lot easier to see your turret. So that's a thing now. Anyway, this gun's going out the door here pretty soon. Got one more in the works. Not claimed by anyone. But if you are going to book a hunt, it might be a good time to look into these. Anyway, I'm going to pitch you back over to Jana. She's going to get email together and get all the facts and figures and dates and logistics and all that good stuff. So go ahead and get a hold of her, and she's going to take good care of you. Thanks, guys.